It's almost like no one even knew what to do here. They saw that open shot, and they're thinking, surely Wolva converts that one, and then it just simply cannot go in until Guh will follow it through. A true three-person, let's call it passing play.
Adam, Buddy, and Knight
against
Ball State.
Score against them from this point on.
Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whether or not it takes
Maryville's probably going to drop a game or two, but after that, once they get the warm-up going on, GG. There's no way.
Ball State finding themselves some good momentum early. Like we said, it could set them up on a road to success, and so can touches like that. Oath not giving a chance here to Maryville. Instead, the follow-up through the corner. Wova going to challenge Buddy, but only get a 50-50 against Knight. Looking for the double, maybe the triple.
Ooh.
Reset denied as Oath blocks it.
And Oath is a player that is acutely aware of just how good Knight can be. They are roster mates on Deleted XD, the RLCS team that is actually going to be playing later this evening. If Oath hasn't gotten enough action today within the CRL Nationals here in Arlington, Texas, you will be able to see him potentially playing for the main event. So this is all just warm-up, some might say, but no, this is his true main event here. He has popped off. He won Match Player of the Day across his other national championship, and he's hoping for a similar response here and hopefully upset his teammate.
He's trying his best, but I also think that Maryville kind of look at this one as
that's what happens. You push up too far a second, you got to eat that 1-3 tackle, man, and if that pops center, that's potential shot. That was an opportunity for Ball State, but they couldn't convert it. But I think Buddy was able to recover it. But
and that was a 4-0 sweep. They really couldn't even get a hand on Ball State. So here and now, they want to prove you might have won one national championship, but you are not going to win a second. We will take this away from you and prove that if you beat us once, you can't beat us again. Easier said than done, though. Right now, Maryville still down 1-0 and facing some offense from Ball State.
Yeah, it's also important to notice that Ball State is not technically a team that's easy to counter, and Maryville, in their effort here, despite it being a best-of-5, was really taking them the distance, mainly because, I think, of experience as well. We talk about Oath sometimes as the anomaly. It is his first LAN he has ever played at in his Rocket League career, and yet you really wouldn't know it. But when you look at a player like who just touched it, Buddy, not only has he played on LANs, he is a collegiate world champion in his past.
He is one of the most impressive players in all of collegiate history. We've mentioned his name many a times on this broadcast. We will mention it many more.
Oh, unlucky.
He is a different player, a different beast, one that has accolades that almost nobody can even compare to in the collegiate space. And he's proving that it may have
that was beautiful.
Champion, but he has not missed a beat.
And look at the lack of boost right there. That is also down to the misdirection as well as the physicality of Adam diving through the air like a missile to knock that first defender out. And to be able to secure that goal is nice, but that's just pure trust in a longtime teammate.
2 minutes on the clock. Maryville going to find themselves an equalizer here that they desperately needed. Like we mentioned, Ball State a team that really thrives on momentum. So if you gave them a shutout here in game one, it's not going to be a lot of fun fighting up against that. They may still take the loss, though, because here comes some more Ball State offense. Guh, 50-50 that pinched out to midfield, where we've got Maryville waiting. Maryville looking for an offense of their own. Two players on top of each other, and Buddy way too close behind. They got to be careful. This Ball State team love to punish over aggression, and although they didn't there, do not try it again.
Going to be really trying that side wall, but it looks like
demo. That's still good.
Red for
Adam's going to play patient.
Always ready for a lot of these.
So I bet Buddy double committed there. Yeah, he knew Adam was up.
In an isolated position, Buddy gets a 50, and Knight able to recover for that backboard tap. So
close second rotation from Adam. Knight ends up beating his matchup, so now he should be able to. Yeah, so calls for Buddy to cut because Adam went for boost.
Sometimes you have
because he can't really push out there.
You can be great in a 1v1, but you're not going to win everything.
Minute to go here.
Maryville's structure looks beautiful here.
Pinch off the ceiling will only find its way into the hands of Adam, who can try to pinch it out of the half, but is unsuccessful.
A good cut from Knight.
Trying to get shots in, but every single one of them met with a 50-50. Pass out center. Maybe this will be the one. No, denied.
Buddy's really on top of his cuts, man. This is really good.
And I really like this left to right rotation coming in from Ball State. And also notice Oath specifically waits that way.
Playing a contract, goes over him. Third man able to recover, though.
If you're going for this clear, you have to come to me. And if you do, I want you to waste everything in your
tank. The fake.
Going underneath, trying to tuck between two players. But instead of going through him, he's just going to be run through.
Good tackle.
Another demo
Buddy
to
pushing
completely restart that attack. And now,
kind of awkward, though.
They have a chance, but it's very short-lived, and this is the big issue right now. They might be able to clear that to midfield, but can they get any further? Ball State suffocating this Maryville defense and just locking them in for what feels like the last 40 seconds or so. With 10 on the line, though, can they finally get themselves a chance to end this game? Apparently not. Guh combines with his teammate, a 50-50 he wasn't hoping for, but at least gives some offense. Spike down, and we will not continue the offense. We had to an overtime here in game number 1.
And we saw a few that Ball State had to go to against Southern Miss, and then also
nice
up
bump.
against this Maryville squad.
Yep.
So if this is something that you're thinking, wow, this game is so close, you should better get used
Oh,
to it.
no. Buddy slots
to
it.
go through. If not for Buddy, 9 seconds in, getting a top shelf slot.
Buddy, his second goal of the game. He's been all of the offense here for Maryville, and he's proven exactly why he not only joined this squad, but he has so much pride in it. He's been very vocal, very loud, talking about how many people should not be writing him off in his collegiate
I just
career.
texted him.
He's been around the block more times than you can count, and you can guarantee that if you do count,
I don't know if
the
you can
accolades
read
will
it.
stack.
And Buddy is more or less the old man on the mountain, it seems like, on collegiate.
Holy
he was
slot.
At the really genesis of that historical Northwood squad that really came in and said, we will be the new kings of Collegiate Rocket League, and they became that with that World Championship. And it's still encouraging to see him at Maryville getting his graduate degree and then still getting on the pitch and saying, hey, you guys might be that next generation, but I have not faded away. I'm going to lead the charge. And that veteran experience combined with that wily tactician's knack for finding that right position makes Maryville a really hard team to topple.
Absolutely, in every capacity. It's one of those things where
Maryville structure is just so good.
That way. That's not how esports works by any capacity, especially when you have this amount of experience.
And what it seems like is happening is because Buddy told me that when I initially, because there was a video that I posted that is unlisted on my channel, I went and diagnosed their team with Oath and Knight before they went on to deleted XD, and they were still, I think they were another team, I forget before then, but Buddy disagreed with me on a lot of stuff, and I could see actually what he's talking about, because he likes to play a very aggressive second. And you could do either or, to be honest. There's really nothing wrong with playing an aggressive second. It just becomes really bad when you start to forget the fact that there's a matchup that you have to play, and then you put yourself in many 2v1s with the layer that we talk about. So, Buddy, got to play defense here, but it should be fine. Yeah, I mean, he should. Yep, so we're good. We're good.
Trying to just kind of shadow this one, and eventually wanted to make a challenge.
And now they get to play out. I don't think he should be coming out that early, but he played it right, though. I was like, all right. So he trusted his teammate to make the 50 there, so that's good. I would not have done that just because I play a lot of ranked, but okay, looking for bumps. Buddy decides to go high. Knight plays a contract, plays it square into the wall. Nothing's going to happen. Adam's going to land a double touch. Nothing's going to occur here. Buddy's just being annoying, just trying to keep it really close. Play the 50. Adam's going to go up next, or it should be, or Knight. Okay. They did an inside close rotation then, and then Adam rotated the other zone. Okay, pass into Guh. Nothing should materialize here.
Keep that line
Yep.
clear. You're doing well enough right now, Maryville. They'll wipe the sweat from their brow because that can't get much closer.
Buddy double touch.
I mean, you say well enough. I'd like it to be a little bit better than that. The follow-up needed to be there. Nobody prepared for Ball State to take what should have been a surefire shot on net and goal at that. 3.5 minutes to go. Feels like Ball State might have left their first chance up.
Yep, Oath with the cut. Oh, shot. Oof.
Didn't find a second there.
Double?
Shot on
No
target.
boost, no boost, no boost.
Jump, but nobody there to follow up the shot.
Okay, even that's fine because he forces it corner. So even if he dives there, now Adam will be able to take a dribble out, force the 50. Should be winning. Beautiful. Okay, and now they play it square. The 1-3 cut lands it backwards from fucking Knight. That's good. This is really, really good. I'm really comfortable playing this this matchup here. What a slot. Yeah, this is comfortable. This offense is just clinical. Yeah, beautiful.
They know it's going to bounce out. They know it's going to stay there in front of the net, and if they can play a player on it, take the shot in, it's a goal.
Should I DM him?
2 minutes gone here in our second game, and
I don't want to fuck up his frames.
Wake up a little bit.
Yeah, he's playing right now. They're playing right now. I could DM him.
Don't let this series get out of hand.
And they're trying not to because even when they get through, it's Adam on the goal line again. He's opened his third eye and he's seeing into the future.
Open his third eye? What are you saying, Taco?
The comms right now are just, hey, Adam, please keep it up.
Buddy, pass out to the side. Is anybody there to follow it up? Only Wova, so Ball State now a chance of their own. Touch off the sidewall. Knight try and keep this one close. And again, look at these challenges we're starting to get out of Ball State here, Taco. As we mentioned before, these teams don't want to give each other space, but Ball State right now waiting for the
Really good
boost to move out of
50 here.
Maryville, and
He doesn't have any boost to materialize anything, but that should be fine. Oh, the good 50 in the double. They're going to play the high. Nice. Very good from Knight.
Almost like they trust their speed and their boost management to be able to have everything completely locked down. And
Oh, buddy went for the boost. That's funny. That should be free. It's a free dribble right here. Decides to take it low. He didn't really have a good setup. Okay, so everything's fine here. Knight is going to be annoying. Really good flip reset. Great control. Uh-oh. Yeah, now you're fine. Okay, yeah, that timing just for a minute there looked weird. No, they're not going to get anything out of this. Okay, he's got to rotate out in pads, look for the cut. Oath plays really close. Had like 2 defenders in his face, so he just like plays. I'm telling you, this is what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about when you're playing in tournaments, you see how respectful they are of each other and their tackles and their 50s. It's not this ranked bullshit that you're so used to, man. I'm telling you, people play a totally fucking different game. Double touch is open. What?
Yeah, and that really was almost a situation of what's the worst that can happen when you go for Musty. Well, the immediate counter into Wova. Great defense on the goal line to prevent that one from being clip of the day. But now it's Buddy's turn. No boost, but he tries to spike it down. Maybe looking for Knight, but Knight backed away, which means Ball State can build again. Let's try to find Wova. Deep downfield again. Awkward touch.
Good clear. And even then, if it goes up like that, it's beautiful. Adam's going to dive first, which leads to a free clear from Knight. And this is good. Buddy's going to play close support. They're going to look for boost. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, this is fucking clinical. Ga makes a mistake. Bar down shot. And, yeah, I mean, this is just good Rocket League. Like, you just play it super, super simple, man. People just make the mistakes. And Ga pushed out when he was second man. I told you guys that in this previous series when he played in the finals against Boise that it's going to fucking bite him in the ass. And now you're seeing it. Now you're seeing it. Can anyone see my fucking coffee stain on my shirt? Does that look fucking stupid? I told him it would bite him in the ass. I mean, you got to rotate on pads on your way out. Greed as many as you can before you have to go back into that sideline and look on the fucking cover of the post. Yeah, that's a shot. No biggie, though. Not even worried.
Ball State will find a way to cut the deficit in half with 20 to go.
And Ball State sometimes can be a little soft-spoken when you hear them in person, but they speak loudly when it comes to producing their gameplay. It's hard to keep them quiet, which is why we have one more goal added to the tally. Now
I just messaged him at the land.
Wova can't wrangle it. That might have just put them dead in the water if they can't escape this corner.
Wova, time and space, but a challenge out of Knight is at least going to knock him off the ball. The 50-50 will keep this one in the Ball State half, and now all Maryville needs to do is suffocate them. You can see it. Players diving in. Buddy, a fake challenge, though. He's just trying to dispossess the team.
Oh, this is weird. Okay. Yeah, so he should have cut it. But I think he should have cut in a little bit sooner, but I think he was expecting Knight to come out and then him rotate into the back post, which is one of the kryptonites. You could see a small manifestation of a small kryptonite that occurs as a result of second man pushing out. And it comes down to basically comms and playing a really dynamic game of second and third man, who's contracting, who's flexing, who's going first, who's not, and supporting each other that wherever the space is left open, you go and you cover that. So if third dives as the first man, you go and you take his space because he just left that space unmarked. Or if second dives, you're going to do an inside rotation. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. They're doing this really solid, though.
Tactical side, but you also, as we had mentioned before, that Ball State investing in a mental performance coach, being able to actually have the players control their nerves. If you feel the palms getting sweaty, you can wipe them off, but when you start to feel a little tilty, it takes that deep breathing, that mindfulness to lock on in, and I think that is why, even with seeing that 2-0 with Maryville really starting to pull away, I'm really not that worried for Ball State's chances. I know, and they know, that they have what it takes to get back into it.
100%, and it's not as if they're being completely outclassed here. Again, game 1, 2-1, game 2, 2-1. It's been close games the entire way through. The only real difference is I don't think I've seen nearly as much offense as I would expect from this Ball State team. This is a team that likes to employ a very, and I mean very aggressive offense. Most of the time, they barely let teams get past midfield. For Maryville to have this amount of chances, have this many chances at net, and the solid of a shot,
The third man contract.
So, Ball State
Good.
have to make some major
Take the 50.
adjustments here in
You can't get a
game
50 there, that's
two.
fine. Third man from opposite side zone goes. Looks for double. Really good clear from Oath. Position still equal. Mission is still equal.
seemingly at Buddy red hot.
That play was kind of crazy, I can't lie. Knight's a little dream in there, honestly. Really good 50 from Adam. That was a kind of a full send, though.
For most of this weekend, you cannot be scared, and that's what
Yeah,
Maryville's
and I
defense
think
is
Adam got
showing.
demoed.
They need to be a little
Okay,
bit
so it ends up being
offensive because
fine.
That one nearly pinched all the way down, but as usual, Adam, typically the most
It's
aggressive
fine.
player on the pitch in most of the CRL matches.
Look.
He's
I
the
mean,
one
every
that kind
bit
of
of the
managed to
midfield
find
right
that
there, as soon as it comes in, is challenged. And they're playing a really good flex slash contract. And it's making it really difficult for them to be able to ground anything. That's a really good double. Can't follow up, though. That's really unlucky. Oh. Yeah, this is really close. So here's when you could play contract really tight, right? There's 0 boost. They don't have any really decent clears. No. Here's where they really start to shine. That, if he won that tackle, that was a goal right there. But he didn't, and he actually whiffed. So he needed to win that tackle, and especially with the double commit, that would have at least resulted in an extremely advantageous position. Again, Buddy with the cut. This is why I love playing with him. And every time I love playing with him because I feel like he said he disagrees with me on a lot of stuff, but I feel like we really do agree with each other on a lot of shit. No. It's relatively the same stuff. He just likes to play a second man dynamic, and for me in my style, I like to play a very dynamic third man. And to advocate those cuts, which we're on the same page with it. Really good shot. I'm talking too much.
It's not often you see a team get 2 players involved.
Really good shot, though. Inside close from Oath into the third man contract. Beautiful. Beautiful play from Ball State.
Getting one in the net for Ball State, and it's nice now that they have a lead to
Tough.
protect instead of just constantly trying to play catch up to this Maryville squad.
3 minutes to go, though. A lot of time for Maryville to try and turn this one around, and it's been very clear they are not necessarily just going to be okay going scoreless. Honestly, who would be, especially with a national championship on the line?
But he's playing really aggressive. He's trying to play like the best case scenario that he lands clear. It's unrealistic though.
So far,
and in ranked, that's the rotation where everyone just defaults into doing that. But I just know that Buddy right now is a little bit ego. He's honestly egoing him a little bit. That's an ego. That's a power move right there. That if you're in the lead and you just know that you're better, that's the kind of shit that I would do because you know that you're mechanically better and you trust your teammates that much. Is that a goal?
Unless Ball State overcommits, if that was on target, Taco, that is a goal.
And again,
He's leading it.
Where you
Very smart. That is such a smart play not to go and dive it because it's so easy. And I've been in those positions before where I want to dive. Better to just leave it there. There's a really high level movement.
Being able to boop it on over. He can't really replicate it here off the sidewall. In fact, neither can Wover because that's going to be a roller. I would say
and
for
3 dove, and Buddy's going to have a possible pinch.
Tied.
That's okay.
2 minutes to go here. So
go next.
Maryville
Yep, Knight 1-3 cut.
Find a goal in this game.
And it's really hard to materialize anything.
It's definitely a bit uncharacteristic.
Oh, the leave.
But at the same time, this is more what
Buddy
we
dives.
expect from Ball State. Good defense on one end, with transitions
God,
to the
man,
other,
this is so
and an
good.
offense that doesn't give you many chances to escape from. The only issue, they can't escape their half right now. Maryville controlling the midfield line and not giving attempts. But can they actually get a goal from it? Knight spikes it up high. Is anybody there for Ball State, or excuse me, Maryville, to follow it up?
What a touch.
Not, but Ball State will launch one downfield. And again, it's another match of ping pong. Both teams not really opting to have these intricate passes.
See what I mean? This sounds how respectful they are of each other. You know what I mean? This is tournament play. No ego challenges. Just smart fucking players.
Fighting on in. It really does come down to whoever blinks first and maybe whoever Oath fakes out. Adam, that's right down the middle. That's
he was looking for it. He couldn't get his recovery off in time now. But he's up. That's okay.
To hit it into the middle,
Knight's got to land a beat. He lands the next 50, which is fine. The demo, though, is weird.
Where is the 30?
But he's there.
Trying to rise above 2 Maryville defenders, and he still can't do it. We're still sitting at a 1-goal game.
True, but it was a double commit, which means look at the boost totals for Maryville now. They've got a couple players picking up pads, but none of them on 100, none of them with
shake 50, slow it down to the second. And now you're trying to shovel it out, look midfield. Buddy with the cut. Knight's going to cut now. It could be in the frame. It forces the over into Adam, which is exactly what you want. They cover the double touch angle, though. Knight's immediately there again. It's just got to shake another 50, possibly give it to the second man who's right there. Another double touch setup. And I mean, this is fucking clinical. This is fucking clinical. This is beautiful shit. Another cut right there. Leaves it into Adam. So close. Okay, and even that is good. Adam's going to dive. Miscommunication with their 1-3 cut, but he lands the fucking
It's begging for a finish on near. There is no Buddy there. Adam, let's
gonna
try
go
it
high.
one more time. A lot of space
Oh,
until Goff
unlucky.
steps forward.
Still,
and says,
Maryville is
"This
gonna
game
fucking-
is ours. You've had your
They're
fun."
on.
We said it.
I don't
State
think
were
Ball
not
State's
gonna
gonna
let
win
them
this.
go
I'm gonna be
down
totally
2
honest.
games, actually
And I'm
streaking
ready to
3
eat my
games
words if
in
they
a
do
row.
fucking-
You get
I'm
2
ready
out
to
of
eat
5.
my words
We
on
let
this.
teams do that
I
before.
don't
Do you wanna
don't
get a
see it.
third game
I
against
just
them?
don't see it.
Absolutely not. And the crazy thing is,
They're doing
it's
really
pretty
good, but
similar to what we've
Maryville's
seen
just
out of
looks
Ball State.
fucking
When they do
absolutely
turn
clean.
around, they are not a team that just unloads goals. They don't get super aggressive. What they do is they shut you down.
And
that's what we
refocus the
see
cam, and we're
exactly
back.
here, is that when Ball State came to
Back
life,
with the focus
they
cam.
finally
They don't-
started to just kind of take away any chances Maryville had. And Maryville, a team that, like we
Odd.
said, really likes that boomer ball, those heavy touches to transition. Every time they would boom it to the other side of the field, they tried to go for a passing play. But somebody from Ball State was in the way to disrupt them, to not allow these 1-2 plays every single time.
I know what Alex
Big
is thinking.
thing
I know
that
what
I'm
Buddy's
witnessing
thinking in
in
there. I know what
from
Adam's
this
thinking
is
in
it's
there, and
coming
I'm just
down
like, I'm not
to
even fucking worried that they
2-1.
took a game off because we look.
0-1.
Maryville
It's a
looks
one-goal
fucking
game.
so
It
solid
really
here.
just comes down to getting a direct shot, and that's something that we saw a lot actually in the Southern Miss game against
Yeah.
Ball State in the best of 5. Kind of, it doesn't really matter much except for pride, and there certainly is a lot of it. Best of 5 between Maryville and Ball State, where it was really just kind of indirect glances at goal, kind of awkward moments, going for something crazy, not working out, and then you had one singular moment to capitalize. And the team that didn't, they lost. It really is just playing clutch up until you can maybe find a glimpse of a chance, and you have to be decisive.
You have to
Yeah.
make sure that you're taking every chance you get. Like
Yeah,
we
it's true.
mentioned, when Ball
You know,
State
you could
are
fight
on
for like
and
2-3
stuff like that,
minutes
they barely ever give
on
you
an
a
on an
chance.
attack, and
So
then
you
if you
drop the ball,
can't
that
finish
is
it,
the
I
only
mean,
time that
that's
you
it.
ever get
You know,
that
you got to
chance,
fight
and
for
may
maybe
steal
another
the
minute.
field,
Maybe you're
steal
able to
your
equalize
face,
it.
and take us to a game 5 guarantee.
Yeah, that's not a good hit
Ball
for.
State
Yeah, so leave it into the
find
1-3
themselves
cut.
one more win.
And
So, like we said, they're gonna have to retreat for right
Buddy
now.
with the 1-3 to match
Player
Oath.
from Maryville, though, will make no
Adam
contact.
again with
Will
another
set
cut.
restart the
I mean, this
offense
is
out
all
of midfield.
beautiful
Or
stuff.
not, my
He's just gonna play the
goodness.
down.
Goodness, Adam, like 16 touches in a row, somehow keeps that in the half.
Yeah.
And I was surely thinking Ball State would break out.
But he's
Can't
still
land
trying
a demo.
to.
He's
That's a
really
cheeky
looking
little
for it, though.
touch for Wova to deal with, and he does not deal with it on the rebound. Adam,
No, you're
slow
fine.
play 50 down into the
Yep.
side wall for him to
And he
gather
got the boost
again,
spawn.
and Maryville, they're not
Yes,
leaving
that's a good
away.
50.
Look at Buddy grabbing 50s. How about Adam? Can you
Good.
follow in step? That's a boost grab. No.
Oh.
He's actually going to get bumped into the shot. Luckily,
Yep.
was playing
Good.
high.
I mean,
Ball State's actually handling this really well.
I don't think it was a necessary one
The
at
Oath.
that. It kind of feels like right
Yep,
now,
nothing's
Ball State are
gonna.
just looking for ways to
It's
get
all in the
this
corner
double
here,
team and get them off
and I
the
mean it's
half.
tight. So
They're
I mean, if you
frustrated.
could bait
They're
it
not
like that, like what they're
controlling,
doing right
having
now,
this amount of pressure
they're
just
doing
thrown
really.
up against them over and over and
Maryville's
over
playing
again.
this really
A
smart,
lot
but
of
Ball
teams
State's
struggle to
actually.
break out of their half.
Maybe they're
Maryville,
warmed
they
up.
couldn't care less if Ball State wants to play this type of midfield.
Well, at the end of the day, if you trust in your rotation, more particularly if you trust your positioning to get in the way of these shots, much like there from cutting in from that backside to be able to cut off that.
Yeah, you
near
got to
side
hit it
shot.
behind him there.
Wova
Otherwise, that
now
leads into
position
that
balls, like,
counterattack,
in
which
the
can
air,
lead to a
but they
demo.
won't
But now
connect
Buddy's
again.
on the
Now comes
counterattack.
Counterattack, Buddy. Just ricochet in one forward. Not necessarily a boomer ball. There's a bit more precision to it, but both teams pinned to their back walls, just braced for impact.
You can really tell the difference here from Ball State in comparison to how they normally play, because usually you'd have a player up in the air early.
Yeah, just
They
fine,
wouldn't
fine,
allow
fine,
you to
fine,
get
fine,
past
fine.
the
He's gonna
field.
call Buddy to cut
Just
probably.
get
Yep,
interrupted.
because Adam was low.
Two unimpeded touches
And
in
now
a row
Adam is just
connecting
gonna look to
for
50 this
Maryville.
out.
Why?
Just play it
Because Ball
close.
State retreated.
Yep.
They understand that if they do overcommit out at midfield, it's almost always going to be punished. It's a lot more careful of a gameplay than I'm expecting out of Ball State.
Yeah,
It is
very
working
nice
out
demo
so far,
dodge
but
from
it is
Knight to
limiting
land
the
a 50
chances
there.
they
The
get.
bump,
Here's
though.
The real first chance. Can they do anything with it? No. Oh, well,
Yeah, okay.
but nothing more.
Now, so now they're fine.
And also awkward
Nothing's-
touches from
yeah,
Oath.
nothing's gonna
Minimal
happen
boost,
here.
So he's just going to get on out, steal some boost.
So
and hope
Knight
for his
waiting
teammates
for the
to be able
boost
to pick up
pad.
the
It's not gonna
pieces.
spawn for another cup.
Can only do so much. Wova
Seconds.
into the middle. Predicted by Knight. Now pass up for Adam. Buddy unimpeded, looking
Close.
for the top bar. In fact,
Close.
he will find the bar.
It's a quarter, though,
and
so
out.
they should be
That
able to
was a
recover.
golden chance they might not get
Yep.
again.
I'm just surprised.
Wova,
Ball State
careful.
usually so
This is
clinical on
awkward.
those touches off the
All right, but they're
backboard,
good now.
completely whipping that one.
Wova needed a really
Leaving
good
it
touch onto that,
entirely.
honestly. That was a
It
really
feels
good
like
opportunity
Maryville
for
have
him.
not only caught them off guard, but they have caught them with touches they're just not expecting. Good example there. Challenge made out of midfield. Buddy locked into the flip reset, gets it around one, and Adam
Oh,
gets it around
close.
a couple, but can't nail the shot. Touches
Yeah.
off the
Well,
backboard.
the opportunities are there for
heavy.
Maryville,
No
but
shot even
so are they
can
for
be
Ball
found.
State.
And sometimes that double tap makes the shot a little easier. It gives you a little bit of a cushion to be able to
fine.
place that one around defenders. And yet Maryville, it's almost like they're overthinking a
double
lot
touch,
of these
good.
touches. You're not going to get many shots against Ball State. In fact, typically
Yeah,
they're
you
one
can't
of the
go
best
for it,
teams at
man.
pressuring you and making sure they're
Yep, good
challenging
bump
you
from
right
Adam.
in your
Buddy's
face.
gonna
The
take
fact that
now.
We've now seen a double tap and then a wide open, kind of low velocity shot coming in. Both go off target.
Plays around him.
Means Maryville maybe getting in their own heads more than they
Oh
need to.
my
Ball
God,
State,
it was
they
almost
have them
clinical.
on their heels, and yet
Into
still
Knight?
no delivery.
Oh.
Knight trying to end that that
What a three
streak
cut
of double commit,
Adam?
but still a save.
Nope.
Just barely
Calls off.
ricocheting off the sideboard.
Close.
It's not going to be enough to end the offense, though,
Okay.
as we have 100 seconds left.
And
It
now
feels like
Knight's
Maryville
there.
might
Knight's there.
need all
Knight's there.
100 just to
Whoa.
get that one goal that they're looking for.
Okay, ready to
Relentless,
mid,
over and
into
over,
Buddy.
shot after shot.
He's already up.
Ricocheting against some car on the backfield, but not necessarily getting the dunks they're looking for. They want to dunk it on the line. They want to find a follow-up. They're not getting that. It's
Gonna
going
play
back
this
up
out.
to midfield,
Play the
going
50.
out to a sidewall,
Slow boost here.
forcing them to restart.
Good from Knight.
And as
Lands
good as
50.
that is, you really
Adam
just
misses the
suffocate
fucking
them. Like we
boost. That
mentioned,
sucks.
play styles that
But it's
really
okay.
coincide
Now he's
with
just gotta
it
force a
walking
50.
your half and wait
And
for an
oh,
opportunity.
the
Instead,
double
they're just
demo.
keeping possession, and it's doing nothing. Oh, the breakout and the goal.
And again, it's off physical play. Poor Buddy. He taps that one forward, thinking, what's the worst that can happen? I got the 50, but that's why
Yeah,
getting
Adam
staggered,
missed the full
defends,
boost,
boom,
which
in the
would have
backfield,
led
and
him
now
to
an
basically
explosion
dodge the
on your
demo
goal
and save,
line. A nice flower
saves the
being able
shot
to
off
see
the backboard.
blossoming of Ball
Super,
State
super
in this
unlucky.
Series. They're on their way in the next minute.
Oh
to
my
maybe
God,
taking
that was
another
scary.
game to tie us up. That one probably would have put that one to bed.
Yeah.
Maryville have a minute to try and turn this one around, but Taco, you getting deja vu? Because I surely am. This is kind of how it always feels with Ball State. Once they lock in, they don't need a ton of goals. They just need to hold on to
Oh,
their
the
lead.
bump
Bodies
from
are second
Knight.
done, though,
Beautiful.
With a breakaway and a demo.
Yeah, they punished the
Maryville
contract
out
and the
of nowhere
misread on the
counter and
contract,
find
and
an
the first man
equalizer.
rotating
Yeah,
out
I'll
went
say
to
that
demo
awful
their
touch
fucking
by
incoming
Knight, but the
third.
thing is he
That's
carries
exactly what
through.
happened. You
That
can
is
see
one of the most
Oath was
important
there,
things
was the fucking
when going
midfield
upfield.
contract.
Half of what
And he
makes
messed
the
up.
counterattack is
messed
understanding
up.
your options. Get your boost, sure.
Just looking to
go
play
for a
it.
bump, but
Play the
maintain
neutral
straight
50 or the
lines.
forward
Do not
play,
have any
and it went
hesitation
backwards.
because that chance is nothing unless Knight knows exactly what he
And it's
needed
just
to do.
unlucky. That kind of stuff
30 seconds
happens.
to
I
go.
mean, it's a
don't
mess
really
up, but
think
it's
to
like,
take this one now.
you know, you're
Or
really
get
playing
it
for
to
the
an
odds and the
overtime. I would say it's a
probability.
lot more important
You know, it's
for
like an
Ball State to
80-20
take
that
this
it's a
one.
neutral
Again,
50 and
they're
it ends up
playing
going
a better
backwards
game,
there.
but
It's
the
just
big issue I'm still seeing is that 2-1
unlucky.
scoreline. They lose this game.
Buddy's beautiful cut.
Necessary,
Oh!
and it might be.
Let's play the
More
low.
offense from Maryville. The touch,
Little bit
not
miss.
found off
That's
the
fine. It goes in
backboard.
the
No
wall.
boost in
1-3
Tangen.
cut.
My
Now he's
goodness,
up.
Ball State with a chance
Adam?
to escape,
Nope, Buddy
but might
cuts
get put
instead.
Right back into the vice grip
And
again.
Knight's
And
going to
with
rotate
16
inside
seconds,
now.
Some teams, they might play for OT.
Okay.
I think what we've
The
learned
gut looked
in
awkward there,
watching
so he
these
went
two
for the
teams
high
past
play.
2 days, really,
Yeah,
is
nothing's
that
gonna
they
happen
are
here.
not ones to sit down and
Forward.
just play for the extra time.
Yep.
They're going to go
No
for it.
sweat.
Buddy, maybe to his detriment.
Nope.
Now, Maryville
Nope.
up against the wall. Nice save on
Could be
the
good.
goal line from the sidewall. Low touch, and Adam will have that one red. Oath
Yeah.
will this time make sure that
It's
we
not a
do
breakdown. These
indeed
guys are good
have to
enough
go
that
to
if
extra
you make a
innings.
small error, you can usually recover it, and
Overtime
they're
here
doing
in
that.
Game number 4, and like we said, a lot more important for Ball State to win this one. Maryville, if they do win it, are on match point and have a couple games of buffer just in case they do end up dropping some to Ball State, will only need one more to close out this championship. Ball State do not want to give them that chance. They might unfortunately
win the 50?
have given
Oh.
him it, but instead it ricochets
Uh-oh.
off the bar.
Cut, 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 cut.
rolls on
Who's
out.
there?
Where's the follow?
There it is.
Nobody home. And
There it
Knight,
is.
a freebie we never expected.
And this is the panic that sets in on defense. Look at Oath.
Like, where the
Zero
fuck
boost
was he,
like
man?
Gah.
Oh, 'cause
That is
Adam rotated
0
inside,
boost. Wova
and-
is
and-
the
and Knight
only
was
one
there,
back.
okay.
Everybody chasing the ball, but not monitoring what comes next. Maryville was the ones that had the script. They knew where they needed to be, and it's Knight on that back post to get his second, and now Maryville's third game win on their way potentially to a championship.
And the big thing that I'm noticing by far out of everything is that we always mention Ball State as a very clutch
Yep.
team.
I think
They
Maryville,
always
Ball
have
State
a player
could take a
that
game
steps up
off.
and
I
makes
highly doubt they'll
mistakes.
take it to a Game 7,
This
though.
is a bit weird. I'm seeing them miss touches off the backboard.
It could go either way, though.
Plays
Ball
out of
State's warmed up
midfield.
now.
I think part of it is that Maryville is putting on pressure. They're just not expecting to have to fight again. But the other part of it is also these counterattacks. So quick to break out of their half. Very few teams can get out even to midfield when playing against Ball State.
And typically, Ball State has a word that you've used that I think is quite fitting for Ball State is unconventional in the way they move around the field. They rotate the typical system, but once they realize that there's a little bit of an opening, they will cut across. They will dedicate 2 players, even 3 players in the attacking third, and it really never bites them. It takes a very special team to notice those gaps to move into, and that's what Maryville is doing. They're not waiting for clears necessarily, but when they do have that pocket of space, they notice Knight, put it back up to you, demo that player, and we have our open shot. Ball State looking shook is not something I'd ever expect to see this weekend.
There is one thing that I think is missing from this Ball State team, though, right now. Not a lot of aggression in terms of physicality. Usually, this is a team that doesn't necessarily utilize demos frequently, but they do utilize them at times. When necessary, they will go for a demo out at midfield. They will go for a bump on the last defender. They will go for plays that usually connect. here I've seen, what, maybe one demo I can really recount through the last handful of games. They need to get more physical. They need to use all three of their players. Right now, it does not feel like their usual three-headed Hydra approach we expect from this team. It more feels like individual plays that occasionally link up, but don't have the intention to use all of their players.
Yeah,
Fake.
right now, I mean, we've seen Ball State be clutch within individual
Okay,
games,
nice up.
and at times it has faltered.
Tries
but
to play it
those game
across.
adjustments
Oh,
are too fast.
double
He
commit.
is over their shoulder,
Should be good, though.
and he believes in the players. He knows what to say. He's obviously has
Oh
the
my
credentials
God,
as they're
double.
trying to go for their second national championship
Almost.
this weekend. And
Adam
right
tried to play it
now,
around,
here could
and
be the start of it. Oath,
this is
the
gonna be
lead
awkward.
blocker,
No,
but he
Oath!
dodges and gets a save. Spectacular goal line defense, but it's not done yet.
Oh my
Off the
God, no,
sidewall.
that's open.
Again, it's Adam.
my
A third time, Maryville is building a steel wall in the back.
Adam
with the
refuses
fucking triple.
to not give up a goal. I don't understand. I can't fathom what I am seeing right now. Maryville, probably the only team that has actually felt the pressure of Ball State and not crumpled underneath it. A lot of teams will face the pressure, and they'll make a save, and they'll make a second save, and they'll do all right, but eventually they will just crumple underneath it as they go back up to midfield and can't escape. Look how quick Maryville broke out of their half after that string of consecutive saves.
He doesn't have enough boost.
Very few teams
Oh,
have ever
buddy.
even had the chance to do it against Ball State. And right now, Maryville have the chance to close them out entirely. 90 seconds gone here, but Maryville definitely in the driver's seat here.
But he
as
gets
we
to shake
continue
that.
on through our fifth
Yeah,
game.
this is
Honestly,
good.
I'm really impressed also by how purposeful the clears are for Maryville. Just keep a track of every time you see a clear. Don't look at the ball. Look who's beneath it. Oftentimes, they will clear it into a player. They will clear in front of a player. They'll clear it on top
Adam.
of a player where they always have a chance
And
at a 50. A
cut goes
redirect,
early,
or
so
maybe just a
forces him
banger of a
off right
throw.
into
Adam,
Guh. It's
never
beautiful.
one to be trusted on an air dribble, nearly making it work
Yep.
to the backboard.
Back out to midfield we go, and it's Maryville who actually regain control. They even dodge the demo as Adam launches up another attack. They'll leave it to Buddy, though. Lobs it to the backboard. Is anybody there? Yeah, Wova is, but he doesn't have any boost to work with.
I
Something
don't
we
think
gotta
Guh has
mention
an
a
angle
lot is
here.
Usually Ball State are a
Yep.
team that like to go to the air, like to use their boost and use it for
Good tackle.
mechanics. They're not really getting the option right now. Maryville are starving them of boost, and where you would normally expect a challenge like that to happen maybe a couple
good
seconds
cut.
earlier, they're having to wait to get to the ball.
Still even.
Otherwise,
Another
they
cut.
get punished on resources and just
Goes
don't have
right
enough
over
to
Wova.
follow
Is
up
just
their
playing just
touches.
under it.
Building a good offense
Unlucky.
here, though. The midfield starting to become controlled by this gray side.
They're
but it's
really
still not
Mary's
enough to get the
really
first
solid
goal.
with these
I think
backboard reads,
Ball State
man.
understands how rich that premium was. Goes on that back post. Instead of stealing the boost to be able to keep possession and maybe starve out their defense, he turned for kind of a low percentage effort. I think right now Ball State feels like they're living in this poverty era of opportunity, and I can't really blame them. Maryville, as we said, the rotations locking in. The 50s for right now are holding up. We'll just see how far that carries, particularly with not the best touchdown because
holy
is trying to put it
shit.
in front of Oath, and the crossbar is the only other
Nice
thing
cut.
standing between Ball
Be
State
clear,
and the lead.
but it's
Unfortunate
fine.
for them, that shot needed to go in
Oh.
because now with 100 seconds to go and Maryville
Oh,
building
man, that's
up
not the
confidence,
bounce you want.
well,
You know,
this
you
is
want to be able to
important
play it past
in this
Buddy
series might be the single
and everything
separating
there.
factor, as there is a
Buddy was in a big threatening
not
spot
an
there,
own goal.
but
Okay, I thought maybe
Oh, what a
an own
psycho.
goal. Instead it's a psycho.
Oh, into the-
Oh,
oh.
another touch. Adam, the redirect, and it's off target.
Oh, that was fucking- that was
the
on.
best play I've seen
That
all
could have been
day.
it.
Unfortunately, it does not connect.
Yeah, unfortunately, we cannot add anybody on social medias with that goal. It'll just be a close miss.
Oh.
Trying to make sure he can get ahead, but even with
Cut,
the
playing a
top
forward
90
bounce.
finish, that's not enough.
Really
That's
good
supposed to be
for
like
Buddy.
the shot that gets you in the lead. That one could have been a clunker, but the defense on the back post was there.
Unfortunately, though, Ball State not able to transition.
Pre-jumps
off
him?
this. Instead, they go
Oath
back
is
out to
ego
midfield where they
pre-jumping.
need
That
yet
is
another
nuts.
challenge out of Maryville. Oh my goodness, the extra touch there, kind of unexpected for both sides, but somehow Go will read it. And now a dribble the other way, trying to get the lead blocker, but can't make contact. And again, this is so weird to see. Usually, Ball State wouldn't even allow a second touch after that touch off the backboard. Instead, Maryville get possession and immediately escape their half.
At the end of the day, as much as we're saying Ball State, they don't look like themselves, they're certainly keeping it close. That's one thing we can rely on in this series. It's not going to have any games they're really going to get out of hand for either side. Final 30 seconds. I would say we're destined for overtime, but we know anything can happen. The Rocket League is a chaotic game with a lot of entropic moments. Adam reset in actually a full buy-in from the team. Buddy has to be able to maintain possession just by getting back.
And the crazy thing is, he does. I would expect Ball State to immediately jump on that. Instead, they wait out at midfield, try to go for the slow burn approach, try to get passes like that to connect, but instead it's met with a defender. Maryville now get their march downfield the other way, trying to close out the series. All they need is a single goal, and they will not find it, at least not initially. Ball gonna stay up on 0 seconds, but only for a moment. Overtime, our second game in a row. Ball State trying to survive.
We've had quite a few overtimes at this point. The tricky kickoff here is actually going for nearly a Spanish from Ball. Might actually be giving them some possession beyond that, but a pre-jump from Knight is going to shut that one down even before it has a chance to begin.
In the corner, Oath with some time and space, but not a ton. My goodness, look how quickly Maryville are going to collapse. Where's the shot, though? Not going to be found as Oath cuts that one out. Wova, not a lot in the tank, so he's got to fake out the initial challenge, and Adam will get a 50 because of it. But it'll stay on the Maryville half here. Can Ball State start up the suffocation? Absolutely not. Again, the clear past midfield, just so unexpected.
I cannot say enough good things about the Maryville defense, not just because of goal line saves. Typically, you don't want the shots to even get to that point, but taking 50s in the goal line, they're taking them so intelligently. Right there, Knight, it's so easy to fall off the wall and then try for a clear, but instead he knows if he lands the ball on offense, he has to spike it up into me, and that's exactly where I'll be to stop.
Looking to play it down, close.
Join the team on offense, off the corner.
Play the 50 inside. Buddy there for the cut. Beautiful. Man, this pressure's on.
Good defense here.
Okay, nice fake. Beautiful fake. No cut. Where is it now? Second man goes.
In the air. There's a bump on the back.
Oh, Adam.
This goal's open, but the connection not found.
Buddy not able to follow this off the wall.
Instead,
yeah, give him that.
That's a little bit of double commit. Oath and Wova both wanted that one. Wova will call his own
and
number.
Oath is awkward here.
Now has his chance with a lighter touch,
and he's just
going
to hold the space here.
In the corner. I think Ball State and Maryville kind of need
GG.
that reset, particularly on the rotations. It is wide open for Adam.
Maryville are your NECC national champions. And they do so in unexpected fashion. A Ball State that looked invulnerable all weekend, but the one vulnerability, Taco, an open net.
And it's Ball State understanding that they are getting slapped, they're getting bullied, they are getting absolutely
Oh man, that was just a slight miscommunication. So Ball State was just
saying, hey, if we can get
it was just that Maryville was literally
1%
more consistent than Ball State was on their 50s, on their tackles. That's literally what it was. Ball State, once they got the warm-up in, they were really fucking solid. They were beyond solid. It was honestly really a lot closer than I initially thought. It was much closer than I initially thought. It was just that Maryville was just really good at their midfield cuts, closing it down, and then being able to play the dynamic flex or contract, and making those reads really accurate. And that's a really difficult thing to do. When you're playing a third man, you're looking to see when you can sneak up into the midfield, even though your teammate has a really good, like your first man has a really good 50, and then instead it goes over you, and then their 1-3 is now looking to demo your guy because you're in a slight 2v1 and you can't recover. I mean, we saw Maryville get a goal out of that against Ball State. And Maryville was just that much closer. I mean, Ball State was just that's a solid team.
Maryville, incredibly well done. Congratulations on your national championship.
And the poor Liquipedia editors having to increase server space to add more accolades to Buddy's collegiate resume.
Yeah.
The man keeps collecting medals, and he said that is the key substitution. Calix done incredibly well with Maryville in their inaugural season, but Buddy was always there if so needed. So subbing himself in, being able to kind of reignite that chemistry between Knight and Adam, being able to get a lot more offensive potency. They were not able to do it yesterday, and although we said there weren't many stakes to it, you would not have known. That was a sweaty series, and we were saying as soon as we got off cast, right to you, Bass, I'm thinking, man, I can't wait till we have a best of 7, but I wish we actually used more of it up, but I guess Maryville just too dang good this time around.
I mean, they are probably the first team I can confidently say that they read them right. Ball State are a team very few teams can ever get a read on. We've heard
good stuff.
Coaches at this
good stuff. I just texted it.
Not even counter it. Just
good stuff, man.
It all. And apparently Maryville did. Again,
well done there.
Explain to everybody here as well as at home how impressive it is that on multiple occasions